but I'm gonna ask you again.
Is your God the truth or just your truth? Do you hear it in your heart or see it in the news? Is your God the truth or just your truth? Just 'cause you feel it doesn't mean it ain't abuse.
But I am so confused, 'cause you say it with your chest like you got nothing to do. I am so confused.
Welcome back to the podcast, y'all. This is Your God the Truth? And we got 5 panelists. 2 of them, they returning from before, but we got 3 other people to help us get some more viewpoints and some information on how we can continue, like our brother Atwood said, bridge the gaps or help us bring a togetherness that we have never thought about doing it before. So we're going to have one of our guys go ahead and introduce themselves. So go ahead, Alva.
All right. My name's Chris. I also go by Alva. I believe in I believe my faith is that I believe that a God exists. I just don't believe anyone's right about it as far as their way of going about it. I have a YouTube channel, Unsystematic Kiwi. We play video games and stuff like that, just to put it out there. And that's about it.
Sweet. So Alva, we have, I think Lindsay go next. Yep.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Hey, my name is Lindsay. I believe in the Bible. I believe in Yahweh and the Son of the Lord Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that the Christianity is the way, and there's no other way. I'm waiting for people to debunk Christianity because I believe every other religion is of Satan. That's my belief. And I'm just waiting for somebody to come and give me another perspective. I also have a YouTube channel called I Hate Cults. And I also wrote a book about tithing to deal with the tithing in church. So that's the plane that I'm on.
Awesome. We'll have, he goes by Dark, but how would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Ballad. I also go by Dark. I was raised in a Roman Catholic household. I see myself as agnostic. I like to think that there is something looking out for us, but I don't trust really anyone on this earth to tell me what or who it is. You can find me on royalroad.com under DD Ballad. I'm attempting to be a writer, so my work is posted there.
Awesome. And I'll have Natsu next.
All right. I'm Deloyd. Also mainly go by Natsu. Pretty much I can't really say ex-Christian. I will still probably say I'm more Christian than anything, but I do have a more open mind than most of my brothers. So I might sit on, well, from their point of view, I might sit on the outside a lot more than most of them would like to, I guess, come at it. And I have no plugs because that's not a good place for this.
That's cool, man. It's all good. And Emanuel, last but not least.
What's going on, everybody? Hope this podcast finding y'all well. My name's Emanuel. I don't have no place you can go to. I got banned off social media a long time ago. I myself was raised Christian Baptist. Most of the Christian Baptists in my life that I viewed as authoritative figures were raised Christian Catholic, some of them Christian Protestant. My family's old. Some of them not that far off of the slave time. So I got a really multi-flavored experience of Christianity when I was younger. So I myself now in life do not necessarily fall under any denomination of religion necessarily. So I guess just for layman's terms, I'm agnostic, not so much because of my lack in God is just there's a lot of things in our lives that I think are more important to understand than spiritually feed myself. So yeah, I'm agnostic for the simpler terms, but definitely have a Christian viewpoint, but heavily Baptist, but a lot of other the denominations of it.
Awesome. Awesome, man. And I appreciate all y'all coming on the pod, man. I like to always open it up with something crazy. And I want to have fun today too, y'all, because like I said, I want to show the audience you guys and your opinions and how you got where you are at with the spiritual aspect of it. But in addition to that too, I want to see how do you answer these questions? How do your perspectives maybe either propel or slow us down in life? So one of the questions I got for you guys today is, do you believe the universe had a beginning or a birth? And I would like to pick on Dark first.
The simplest answer I can give is yes. We have a lot of scientific evidence and theories to back up the idea that the universe did start out from the focal point of the Big Bang. I'm not saying that that is the definite truth, but that's where basically the culmination of all our scientific research points to.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and get Chris next.
Yeah, I kind of had the same viewpoint just because I really like science. So I do like the idea of the Big Bang being like the start of everything, or it's the so-called start of everything. If there was a start before that, I wouldn't be surprised if there was, because something's always got to start and something's always got to end. So I believe we've always had a start. I do believe we'll have an end, and I'm pretty sure someone else will have another start.
Awesome. Natsu?
Man, these bums then took all the good answers.
Now you can
But-
use now. It's a baited question. It's a baited question.
No, it's
so.
not. It's not even that. I mean, technically, yeah, we have to have a start. Even if you have the start of scientific ways, it's about a Big Bang. And if we have a Christianity start, because I mean, God created us, so that's technically our start. So to be honest, in layman's terms, yes, we have to have a start. And we will have an end, especially with our stars burning out and whatnot, which will eventually, we're all gonna eventually die anyways. Like that's just something that's normally gonna happen anyway. So we will have a end, but I guess it's more individual and not like as a whole.
Manuel, go ahead. You go next.
I mean, I think the easy answer is yeah. I think from our perspective, in terms of how a human with such a finite existence and how we perceive stuff and where we are on our particular speck of Earth in this universe, but in terms of like how little I think our opinion on these types of things matter and how little I think our intelligence can really understand these types of things as complex as what we theorize as an ever-expanding universe, it's very possible there is no start to the universe. And it's just the way we got dropped into this vacuum, we could perceive and theorize the beginning. But I'm sorry, I guess the fence didn't win. But I really don't. A lot of science points to, sure, it's like, cool. A lot of this stuff has been theories for a while. There's a lot of people who have really good scientific theories that disprove a lot of origin stuff from the beginning. But again, we're just hairless monkeys. I don't think us definitively, the smartest of us definitively thinking that it's a definitive beginning. It could easily be no. So I'm 50% no, 50% yeah.
That's I actually enjoy that answer. The last part I'm still on the fence of, but I like your perspective on the answer. Lindsay?
Yeah, well, I come from the thought of the Bible, and everything has to have a beginning, and it also has to have a creator. So when it says in the Bible that God created the heavens and the earth, that's what I believe, that Almighty God that lives out of time that created the heavens, the earth, the sea, and everything that's in it. I don't believe the scientific way. Not trying to offend nobody for their belief, but I don't believe in the Big Bang Theory because it doesn't give us any evidence of anything. It just tells us about a Big Bang and things fell into our lap. I don't believe that. I believe somebody has to be a creator. It don't have to be a creator that I said in the Bible. It can be who you believe in, but it has to be a creator. That's what I believe. And I believe the Bible that God created the heavens and the earth.
That's actually so. Manuel and Lindsay, I agree more with both of you guys' viewpoint, due to the fact of the perception is it's not easily conceivable, right? But if you look at it where these guys who couldn't come up with different technology and stuff like that, at least at this level with the convenience, I believe that there's something out there that was a continuum. It was always ever living. And it points me right back to like the biblical standard of it. That would only make sense. So it helps with science and it helps with historical documentation that I know these guys ain't super smart, but I feel like they slowly but surely figuring new things out. And not the Big Bang one, but the newest theory where it was it's ever expanding and it all happened simultaneously.
Yeah.
So that sounds like the Big Bang, that sounds like what a supreme mind would be able to generate. I'm not limited to just hitting at one point. I would be able to make in multiple areas and at endless times. And we're just figuring out how to see something that see a universe that's older than us. So it's just, yeah, it just points me back to the Bible. The Bible made it easy, and then the science just made it more detailed. That's how I feel.
And just like when I was younger, I remember asking my teacher in the 5th grade in science class because she was explaining the Big Bang, but it absolutely made no sense to me. And I kept asking her, and she could not explain except what the book said. Like she had no deeper thought or nothing. Yeah. She was just there like, okay, well, I'm the teacher and they paid me to teach you this, so believe this. And that was it.
No way. I don't, like I said, and science has now even proven that you could be like, what is it, Albert Einstein, when he talked about relativity, and then he found out that was only a portion of it. And that's the thing. It's not like science doesn't prove things. It's just that it's a part of the story. And like what Emanuel said, I don't feel like they have all the story. So as they bring it up, it starts to link up with what historical people have been showing us before, or like the people from, ancient times. So Dark, did you have any comments on that?
I mean, I could sit here and go into detail about some of the things that I know regarding the theory about the Big Bang and entropy and how they sort of came to that conclusion, but I honestly don't think we'd have the time for that. So I mean, you guys.
Hey, look. I mean, wouldn't it?
I'm about to say, go ahead, Dark. Yeah, I'm about to say, go ahead. You can at least extrapolate from it. What are you for 3 minutes? What do you gather just from hearing it from the panel? Like, what do you think about that?
From the panel we just heard.
Yeah, just everybody, like all their thoughts, lining it up either scientifically, from a human's perspective. Is there a great mind putting this thing into play? All something around that realm.
Well, going back to what Emanuel said earlier about how essentially we are just essentially children in this universe. We barely comprehend what's going on our own planet, let alone what's going out in the universe. So the idea that we could very well be wrong in our theories, I think, is a very acceptable thing to say. So I'm not going to deny that. I'm just simply going based off once again, the idea, the culmination of what we do know and the theories that have been drawn up with that say that essentially that we do live in an expanding universe and that There have been theories posed to sort of guess where that center point of where that expansion started. And that's sort of where the idea of the Big Bang came from. Where what came before that or what caused it, who knows? I sure as hell don't. But
I
the
mean, if you find out, I mean, then help
I
us
was
solve all these other problems
I
on
was
this
gonna
little
say,
bitty planet.
I was gonna say what other one theory I do kind of I wouldn't necessarily say I subscribe to, but caught my attention is the idea that at some point, I mean, there's a whole bunch of mechanics that went into sort of guessing that this was going to happen, but at some point, the universe is going to stop expanding and it's going to start to shrink. And then at that point, we would probably have something similar to like another Big Bang where the universe collapses in on itself and then explodes back outwards again. So.
So is there a creator or something that's doing that for us that is going to shrink and then expand again?
There could be. I have no idea. I mean, in my mind, that be a being so far beyond our comprehension that I don't think we could ever understand their motives or designs or what the intent is behind it, or even if they have any sort of sentience that is we would understand it because they'd be so all encompassing on a scale that goes beyond any sort of understanding that we actually have.
Yeah,
They do the Cthulhu effect.
I agree with you to a
Great answer.
I agree with you to a certain extent that the being, we don't actually know the being's motive for what they're doing. But I do believe that this being that we say we believe in have at least showed us an iota of himself to where we can grasp who he is. Or you may say she. I don't say she, but
yeah, no way.
Who they are, that we can grasp who they is and follow in the righteousness that we need to walk. That's just a belief that I have.
I'm about to say, Mayo, go ahead. Yeah.
Just quick 2 minutes. It was just to kind of clarify what I was saying, because I just had to Google it real quick. I'm like, I almost saying it like, man, we done discovered most whatever. But as of 2024 in July, we still only know what's on 20% of the ocean's floor on this planet. And that's from the most brilliant human minds that have dedicated their time, they not to feed themselves spiritually or or emotionally, just to try to understand this rock. And that's something that's been the case for a long time. You got people always dying doing deep sea stuff. We can barely figure out how to make contraptions and containers to get us to these portions of the earth, let alone the ever expanding universe, with a possible theorized ever expanding universe. It's just giving these people on this planet their due diligence. I find it hard to believe that they're even 5% or even a percentage correctly on it. In terms of definitive what it is, I say 50-50, but I think it is so more than likely when you just look at things in terms of just quantifying them. We barely understand the planet, like Dark said, but we don't even understand 80% of the water that we're on this one planet. I highly doubt that a species or an organism that can't do that could tell you exactly what the definitive answer of the universe is. And also just for like, I guess the religious aspect of it, why I don't wholly default to what any sort of scripture says is because Vaughn, our host, we talk a lot about the world we live in, and we talk a lot about how people on this planet are very incentive to do things on their own and to not treat each other right to get ahead on this rock, even though it is just a rock in all of this grand scheme of things. I still think even when I think about a religious document, I wouldn't be shocked if whoever was taking in the information would short circuit and start not telling things completely accurate. That's something that I find so wholly possible. Like, and not even 50-50. I think 99% right now, if the omniscient being that controls everything spoke to you, the person watching this or anybody on this panel right now, you would start to drool and fizzle the heck out, let alone write something out to us. That's how I feel, honestly, about that. And that's just me being wholly honest when I look at our history, when I look at us modern day, when I look at us doing stuff. I feel like it's such an easy way of like, and even if somebody were to get access to that direct conversation with the creator, we can see how much humans care about enslaving each other and having power over each other.
Yeah.
Somebody would intercept that person so fast and mess with what that message was to that person, which that's a whole different thing. But
yeah, I'm about to say that's a whole other topic.
Yeah, like I said, 50-50, but I think more than likely we don't know. Like, and that's me giving credit to all the scientists. They're smarter than me. I just don't think y'all really know, to be honest. I feel like it's more than likely, a lot of humans are wrong on the actual thing in the universe. That was just,
Okay, so do you think that that's the creator trying to get our attention and telling us to stop? Because humans think that they are so smart. I'm talking about humans think they have created so much stuff on the earth, but God look at it like a piece of dirt. So do you think it's the creator telling us to stop looking at the creation and pay attention to the creator? Because I gave you this knowledge. All you have to do is open your mind and communicate with me, because it's not going to be a creator and we don't know who that creator is, and he don't communicate with us some kind of way. But I understood where you're coming from, though. But I feel like that we need to stop paying attention to the creation and pay attention to the creator, and then we would get more of an open mind to see where we're going.
And Lindsay, I want to, before I get your comments, Manuel, I do want to hear some thoughts from Chris. Like, what do you think about the whole concept of this? Because you say you love space, and so Manuel just say, hey, we only know 20% of the ocean, but I think I researched a little bit before, and don't hold me to this.
Just the floor.
Yeah, right. But I researched this.
The floor.
Right. I researched some of the stuff before, and it was saying we actually know more about space than we know about the sea. So maybe let me get your thoughts on it, Chris.
Well, to me, science is always interesting. I mean, all this is always interesting. I mean, the thing is, trying to figure out a beginning and an end, it just truly is beyond anyone who wasn't there for the beginning or the end. So it's kind of like, like scientists say, the only reason why we got the moon is because like two pieces of the Earth got folded off of each other or something like that. Or some people say other things. It's like it's always something that humans come up with and make up or get a fact to that they gotta explain. And knowledge always changes as time goes. Like apparently two black holes hitting each other makes time ripple. I don't know what that even means. Like, so it's like it's always some crazy stuff with this that it's fun to talk about, and it can bring people together. It can bring up debates. It can spark different. You can see different points of views, which is cool about it, which is why I like it. Yeah. But as far as like always trying to answer a main goal, especially with a topic like the start and the end, I don't think there's ever going to be an actual answer, because you weren't there for the beginning, and you probably aren't going to be there for the end. You're going to be there for your end, but not the end, so to speak.
Not to that leads us right. So then, is there life outside of this planet?
Of course it is.
Okay. Explain why. Explain why.
What do you think? The only reason I say of course it is, even though obviously I wouldn't know, because I ain't never met no alien, unless we considering some of these weird people aliens. But that's either here or there. But the only reason I think that is because if you believe we have literally, this entire universe, and it could be just things we do not understand, I think it's weirder that we're the only sentient thing to be out here. So that's the only reason I say, I'm leaning more on towards there's got to be something else out there, because it's more weird for it to be just us.
Awesome.
Just for Natsu's point, we don't have, we do confirmably have, how we got what they call them microscopic organisms or whatever.
Yeah.
We got those in space. Those do exist, but your question, you meant like life, like us, almost like people or something. But if you mean life in general,
no. This one, like a lot of my questions are, what I call them leading. I don't know. I'm looking for an answer that's not of the norm. Like, I'm not looking for just like simply it's like, there's like other physical beings. I'm not worried about stuff like that. Is it possible? Maybe, right? But I'm not looking for things like that. I'm looking for like we're out in space. Like I said, we're having fun today. I'm out in space, and so a lot of things that I research that I'm looking at like the biblical scriptures stuff like that, it helps, like, I don't want to say validity to its fullest extent, but it's like, this is why I can buy into this understanding, because it's simple. I can explain it to my 1-year-old daughter, and then when I want to have fun, I can go look out into science and find even more details to that simple analogy versus what I can experience with my hands, or I can take a microscope, or I can look in a telescope. Like that's what I'm looking for. It's like, it's not just something as simple as like the ET, right? I'm looking for some other stuff, like, because think about it. If they're traveling to and from, right? So we talk about a creator. If he's communicating back and forth, right, from the biblical scriptures, he says he's communicating, and like Emanuel said, some of these people ain't even getting a percentage, let alone understanding what he actually saying. So they hoping that the burning bush is literally saying one letter to them, right? So you're hoping that they're getting something from that. And so that's where I'm aiming at. Is there life outside of space? I mean, outside of our planet? And if so, what would it look like? What has given us some type of inkling of it existing?
So I just Googled it real quick. Natsu, you want to go? Because I'm not gonna let my man. I was just chiming in.
I'm about to say you might just go tangent on it. Honestly, you probably can put a better spin on it than I could. Because to be honest, like I said, my main thing is it's weirder that we would be the only thing out here.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's weirder for it to be only just us. And if somehow, by some weird way, that actually happens, that one might be a little mind-blowing for me, because I'm like, what was the design behind that particular thing?
Why would
what was the reason?
I'm going to say, go ahead, Lindsay.
Why would it be weird to just be us?
Huh?
I said, why would it be weird for it just to be us on this planet that's made in God?
Because the thing that I guess it's more so like, if you are to believe that there's, how somebody has a number, how many like planets do we conceivably even know exist? It's just a ridiculous amount.
For each star, that's possibly, what is it? It's like for every star that still
don't make it.
No. What I'm trying to say is for how many planets we have. So I'm trying to say, because it's like not every star you see in the sky is a star. Some of those are like Milky Ways equivalent, and each one of those is like literally a set of solar systems, and that's like hundreds upon thousands upon millions of solar systems. Again, this is what they theorize, right?
You're getting, and sorry to interject, but you're also getting a snapshot from light that's already existent.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like a whole nother concept to deal with. And so that's what I'm saying to you is like, because to draw my conclusion, because the reason why I baited this question, right, is we have,
I've got one major point that I want to say before. I waited for Lindsay to say, I do want to, because this is the main reason.
Go ahead.
I didn't finish fully, but I just think
so let's let Manuel finish his thought out, and then you tag along on it. Not
because it was picky.
And then I want to get Dark talking on this one topic as well.
What you mean? Me tag along on it, Lindsay?
No, it was picky. No, it's piggybacking off of what you said. You was gonna hand it off to me because I was about to say.
I know. Go ahead.
So microorganisms, our cells in our bodies are considered microorganisms. They're building blocks that make up humans. So just for like a little biology lesson for anybody who don't know. Your skin is an organ. Your organs are systems. Your systems are, when you break down like the level of what we are, cells become, it's been a long time since I remember this, but cells become tissue. Tissue can become a system. The systems is sometimes organs. And all that stuff breaks down, whatever. But these cells are microorganisms. We're all just a bunch of, bajillion microorganisms. And, that's not like I don't even think religions really disagree with that. That like, our cells are like individual things. Those microorganisms, we have stuff in space that only exists in space. It doesn't really it doesn't exist here. it would be really weird if, when you consider how vast space is and how many, and microorganisms, there's got to be trillions upon trillions of them on just our planet, and it's trillions upon trillions of them on each other nearby rock that don't exist on our planet. It would be really strange that the point of a microorganism, what we can understand here and how we are as people, that for some reason, no other microorganism, and I'm not saying, I don't think space is full of other living things, but it'd be really weird to what Natsu saying. I get what he means. When you consider, and like you said too, Vaughn, when it comes to when you look at the distance of those stars, a lot of those are snapshots. Things aren't even exist anymore. It takes light has to travel, come here, become visible to us, and then we see it goes back. That also goes to show you too how much stuff that we don't see that's happening right now. We're having the idea of. This is what I mean by it's so much outside. When you just consider how microorganisms work, it would be. I can't even think of that number. That's bigger than quadrillion and quintillion. That's bigger than Google GOOGAL. That's like, I think that's like a million sets of zeros on a number. Those many organisms, now none of them are anything else alive.
Right.
I get what Natsu is saying. Is like that would be really weird.
So
That'd be insanely weird. That'd be kind of weird.
So go ahead.
Entirely possible. But
I mean, yeah, it actually, I was gonna say it's entirely possible, but man, that feels like a one heck of a far shot for it to be nothing else.
Yeah. Go ahead, Lindsay.
Could it not be the creator creating us in his image and showing his other creation to show that he's God? Because those are just things outside of us that he created. That's just his creation for us to look at. Because when I look at the sky, sometimes you see clouds and how they shape and how the sky moves. You like, somebody made this. I don't care what you call him or what or her or where they come from. Somebody made this. So I'm saying that to say that couldn't just be the creator showing you his creation to show you that he's the Almighty. I created this with my hand. Look how glorious I am.
I was about to say, Dark, can I have you answer that, Dark?
Wait, 1 second. 1 second. The main reason why is because Lindsay, like what you said is like, yeah, that could be true, but technically that wasn't the exact direction of the question, because it was, do you think that there's life outside of our planet?
No, and at the beginning, I said no. There's
okay. So
because I that's why I started saying that we are the only one. I believe that we are the only ones on this planet. I said that from the beginning because we were made in God's image. I said that from the beginning, and then I started to say that everything that we see, like stars and stuff in the sky, is that just God's creation for us to look at to show that He's the Almighty.
Yeah,
I have a direct retort question.
Wait,
let's
second.
Go ahead.
Let's get Natsu, then let's get Dark in here.
Hold on,
No, he said
what was the initial question? I just want to make sure. What was the initial question, Vaughn?
Is there life outside
of our planet?
Okay, but no. You just said that you don't believe there's life.
No, I don't.
Okay,
I don't.
You don't believe that there's life on this planet. That's what you said. Okay, that's
fine. Hold on. Wait. Now you misrepresenting me.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I'm about to say, Natsu. He said outside. Yeah, he said outside. He said outside.
Okay, so you don't. Okay,
I know you're trying to prove a point, but just take it slow. Don't misrepresent me. If you
I'm not trying to misrepresent you.
Just a bit of miscommunication. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to do nothing.
No.
Okay. If you feel like I said something wrong, come back and ask me, like, did you say this? And I would tell you, oh, dang, I made a mistake. Or, no, I said this.
Okay. That's why I was trying to hear you to make sure that I heard what you said. Because I was like, okay, so you're saying that you don't believe there's life outside the planet?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that's your stance.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that's your stance.
So let's get Dark in here. So Dark, go ahead. Is there life outside of our?
Well, Natsu really didn't get to say
Let's get to Dark. Let's get to Dark.
Real quick,
whatever.
Emmanuel, you said you had a direct retort.
I had a direct retort to what Lindsay was saying, but Dark.
Let's get Dark.
I'm not gonna lie. Dark.
Let's get Dark and Chris. Let's get Dark and Chris. They haven't had a chance to speak. Yeah.
So To answer your question, yeah. I mean, it's to what Emanuel said earlier. We have found microorganisms out in space. I'm pretty sure we actually found at least evidence of microorganisms on. I think it was Mars. I think it was in the polar ice caps that we found them frozen in the water.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we have. I mean, that alone is proof that we had life outside of our planet within our own solar system. And considering just how vast our galaxy is, let alone the entire universe, I agree with Natsu that the chances of us being the only sapient beings in existence is incredibly small, just from the sheer chances of life forming like us out there, based on how many different environments that they would essentially have to work with.
Okay. Chris, let's get is life outside of this planet and why?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big universe. I'd be shocked if sun didn't exist out there.
Mhm.
Like if you say it's life like just us talking and stuff, it might be a little less chance, maybe more. Who knows?
I'm trying to bait. I'm trying to bait, and I think I can get it. I think I can get it out of Chris. I think I get it out of Chris. So go ahead.
Yeah, but if it's us or if it's just organisms or if it's bacteria, whatever case may be, yes, I do believe life exists out there because there's way too much stuff out there for it not to be. But if for some reason there wasn't, like, and the proof that we have is just false or whatever, and we are all that's left, I mean, it is what it is. So it's crazy that that's the case, but maybe the universe ain't really caught up to the point where it wants everything else out there, or who knows? But that's just my stance on it.
Yeah, no, that's
we got all these microorganisms and all that space. Everybody going to Mars, the moon, and everybody. We understand all these stars and all this, and we haven't found any other beings anywhere.
I mean, we found microorganisms.
Where?
Like we have.
I'm saying beings, actual beings.
You mean like people?
People, demons.
So that was the main point I was trying to get across. When you say no life, it would be absolutely insane if there are no bugs, there are no foxes, there are no dog equipment. That'd be literally insane. That was the main statement that Natsu was trying to get to. That was the main point. And that's what I was saying. Like, Natsu wasn't trying to be combative. Like, that was the point he was trying to really get across. That would be literally insane if, like, they ain't even a space caterpillar.
But that's
like,
what?
That's crazy.
But that's not what we was talking about. We're on the panel talking about life. And then
the question was kind of vague. The question was purposely vague, so it made sense. Need that clarity.
I was about to say, like, the question was just life.
Yeah, the question definitely needed. That's what's like. People, yeah, probably. That's
maybe we should say people like us instead of saying life.
Sapiens.
Yeah. Well. See, this is my thoughts on it. Right. This is the reason why I came up with this question. So.
Wait, you about to move on? Because I got my retort.
No. I want to handle this question because the reason I didn't get what I wanted out of it, so I'm gonna give y'all what I was.
Give me 20 seconds. All I need is 20 seconds to get this retort out.
Yeah,
because if you're religious, I think you should believe there's life outside of the planet because you believe in a God. You believe in a sentient other thing, which again, Lindsay, your opinion should not be no. You should be saying yes. If you believe in a God, if you believe there is a conscious being that purposely handcrafted us in his own image, that nigga don't live here. He ain't on this rock. He's somewhere far, somewhere probably. If I was very much Christian, I would believe that he's somewhere on the edge of the universe or something. Someone trying to do that. So you should believe there's life outside.
That was the lead. That was the lead that I was looking for because I didn't care about the micro. Like, no offense to the scientists out there, the chemists.
I was gonna say. Whoa, Dark, you want to go?
Yeah, I'm gonna say both of y'all.
Just real quick, I just want to clear this up because the writer in me is screaming. So just to kind of separate these, we got sentience and we got sapience. Sentience is the ability to perceive the universe around it. Sapience is the ability to consider it. Sentience would count towards anything like us, but even like animals, insects, that sort of thing. Sapience is specifically beings like us that are able to actually consider the universe around us. That's my bit. That's it.
No, that's
And
good because
I guess. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Do you
Well,
need? I can say mine. I just real quick.
Well, go
'cause
ahead,
I was
y'all.
gonna say,
Y'all go ahead, because I want to blow your minds right quick. So go ahead, y'all get all your your questions out, and I mean all your answers out. I want to blow your minds.
I just wanted to make sure that, well, obviously, I stand on the side of, there's life outside, but if we're gonna be real specific, I still believe that there's something like us, or it don't even have to be like us. Just what Dark says, being able to consider our, I still believe that that's more likely than it just being us. And as for Lindsay, because you said, I want to make sure you said that. Oh crap! It just disappeared. No, I heard what Lindsay said. No. The thought didn't disappear. I just wanted to make sure Lindsay.
He was representing them
properly. I don't want to. Like I said,
I'm standing on the foundation that we are created in God's image, and we are the ones that He's created. Everything outside of us is just His creation to show us His powerful hand and who He is. And then everybody keep talking about space and microorganisms and all that, but there has been no other humans or other beings.
That's what I want.
That's what I was looking for. Thank you. That's what I want to make sure you said, that there are no other. Okay, well, great. You're right.
Yeah.
No, because you said there's no other beings, and why haven't we seen them? That's what you said, right? Like, why haven't
they been revealed to us?
Because of how vast something could be. I'm about to say how vast something is. We could be avoided.
So let me make a point here.
Go ahead.
Because I really wanted to handle this part where this is where I think this is how we are all separated. I think this is this is showing the example of how we're separated as a people. I read the scriptures and it 1,000,000% describes however you want to call things, microorganism, things like that. But Dark made a big point, something that can also consider what's being revealed, right? And so the scriptures tell me that there was not just humans, there's angels, right? There's angels. And these things move in and out of space and time, and this when God, go over there, go to the left, go to the right. That's what I wanted to blow people's mind with. I am once again shown from the scriptures that the 1-year-old can understand this analogy, and then reality here shows me the details as an adult. That there has to be more than just us humans coming up with all the answers, right? So there had to be some supreme mind, and there has to be, at least in my scenario, there has to be a supreme mind, and he has people that he has, not people, he has beings that he sent out to communicate with us. Because if he's the supreme, why would he want to do the work?
But the thing
I think you're giving people too much credit, because the Bible describes angels and cherubs as constructs, and people immediately made them naked babies and pretty people with blonde hair.
Yeah, that's
I think you're giving way too much credit. I just wanted to make that go ahead.
But that was my bait. That was my bait. That was my bait. It was my question because my debate of the question because of that.
But if you understand angels, they're not beings like us.
Right. Yeah. I'm good with that. I'm cool with that. That's what I'm talking about. Is that
when I was talking about being in out space and other places, I was talking about something that's constructed like us. I know that God has His angels and who He is and the host.
Yeah.
I've got a 10-second answer of why you don't see other people like us, bro. If you look at how incompetent we are leaving this planet and traversing this rock, more than likely, if there was another type of human, there's a really good chance they're behind us. And if we can barely get off our rock,
humans. Listen, this is why I say the scriptures help. This is why I say the scriptures help validate or give me some type of reasoning to why I feel the way I feel about how God actually operates, because He created the angels. Right? So He's sending something down that can travel without eating. They don't need to eat. and they don't need a spaceship to go fly on to get here. We need a whole mechanical built around thing. We don't supposed to be out there then.
Exactly, because there's no beings anywhere else like us. That's why he said he made us in his image. Just like the scripture said, the angels are not made in his image. They are just created beings that can go to and fro across the earth and space.
And you see that, and see that's the bridge, because that's what I would want. I know it's semantics, but I don't care. But I just something I want. That's something I wanted to.
That doesn't prove. That doesn't prove organisms don't exist on the planet. But I get what you're saying.
No, I'm about to say I never.
And
I never use the word proof, and I never use what I'm saying, because you can't. Remember, we're formulating ideas, and the words are theories. When the big brains come up with things, it's at the end of it, say theory.
Yeah,
it's not. It's not cemented. It's not cemented.
To give you just, I'm receiving what y'all saying, but I don't agree that leads to there's no people. Me and my girl was talking about this. We was watching. Hold on, baby. Wasn't there that movie with them aliens that they hear stuff and they be killing people and you got to be quiet? Quiet place.
The quiet place.
So we was talking about that. I was like,
not human at all.
No. This is the point. This is the point I'm saying though. This is what I'm saying to let you understand. I understand what you're saying. I was telling her, this movie kind of dumb, but I do like how these aliens can't hear stuff and they have these really critical things they can't do because they're allowed to travel through the vacuum of space. It makes sense that the Bible would say that angels and whatnot aren't like us. They're like constructs and whatnot.
Yeah, but my bad. Go ahead.
Well, hold on. That makes sense, but in what y'all saying, they wouldn't constitute as the same type of life form as us, so you wouldn't consider them probably.
Right.
In terms of science would consider them that, and I think to answer your question, unfortunately, they could be considered life because they not dead.
I could see.
They still have sentience. Yeah. But that's still the reason why that doesn't disprove there being other humans on other rocks, though, is because what y'all just said. We're not designed to go into space. So would those other people. They wouldn't be designed to leave their planet. But
the snapshot would say they're already dead because they went 13 billion. That's
not every single star in the sky though.
Yeah, that's not every single one.
That's not every star in the sky. Wait, hold on. I got to tell you the full point of that science. That's true. But also that also concedes the point that there are stars we can't see yet because they're still developing. They're still in their process of existing, and they're supernova, and their end of life hasn't happened yet. So we can't view them yet. So it also begging to the point that I'm leading into.
That's a 50-50. That's a 50-50.
Hold on. If you look at the Bible, humans have look at the Bible.
It's a 50-50, bro.
It's a 50-50, but 50% is better than being just dead wrong. So check this out. The Bible, and even in God in the Old Testament and the New Testament,
50%, right?
Hey, I got to give you my 50% on why it could be other humans on other planets, though, and I'm letting you have as if there is a God that watches this. The guy in the Bible noticed that humans constantly enslave each other. We kill each other over land, over riches, over wives and whatnot. God spelled it out 50 billion ways. Don't do that. And we still did it. Would not be shocked that if God has some sort of consistency, he would know that we do that to each other. And if there was another group of humans that were on another planet that could not defend themselves, they were still figuring stuff out. And the first thing we would do if we saw them was to immediately enslave them, kill them, belittle them, use them to make our lives better, use them as like type of ways to. That's what I'm saying. But
they're alive though after being pacifists.
After being pacifists.
Well, I'm saying they can't defend themselves.
Yeah, that's a lie. You can be a pacifist and be alive. What you talking about?
So why do we?
Hold on, real quick, just to even this out. Do you think it's fair for us to go to war with some tribesmen on a Madagascar island they ain't never seen a boat before? We'd obliterate them. Compared to us, they're defenseless. That's the point I'm saying with that. They're defenseless.
I wouldn't be able to speak to that because I wouldn't kill them. So
well, a lot of us would. I mean, hey, we go.
So why do we do this stuff to each other?
That's human nature. You'd have to go real deep.
No,
I think that's a.
But why though? It's just not just human nature. It's a word I'm looking for you to say.
I figured that. I can figure it out.
You mean you comparing the murderous like instincts that animals have and how they do each other bad just for survival or whatnot? How we will somewhat do our complicated version of that to each other? Is that what you're kind of equivocating?
No, because of sin.
Yeah, I'm about to say sin.
Our separation from God because of sin.
So in terms of normally when you kind of try to get to like the middle of the conversation, I can either sort of delineate and just go off on what you propose and we go on from there. To answer that question, I can't do that. So you know how you said before, why do we go and understand that? Without saying, could you possibly even somewhat articulate to me why as people we constantly do that to each other? Without saying, could you try to articulate that to me?
Yes, because our heart is evil.
Because our heart is evil?
Because our heart is evil. Every human being upon the earth, our hearts is evil. The only now you say you was raised in church. Now you say you read the scripture. Do you believe in the scriptures before you even start talking about that?
No.
Oh, well then.
As in like it being law? No.
Why not?
Because there are too many ways. It does. What your response is basically me just accepting to a degree that sin and our evil nature that we have because of what Adam and Eve did and whatnot, and us basically turning our back on God and us constantly having that type of inner type of basically evil or curse with us. You know, again, Jesus, died, he pled, so we're not condemned constantly to eternal condemnation and whatnot.
But look at the pattern. Now you just brought up Adam and Eve and the sin. Look at the pattern from the scriptures, from the beginning all the way to the end, all the way up to today to right now. Our pattern has been the same as Adam and Eve. It has not been nothing different. And it has been just like Cain and Abel. Our pattern.
I can give you a not real life reason.
Hold on, man. Let's let Natsu get in there.
Okay. Because didn't you say like, I want to make sure that you said that it's not like how Emanuel said it's like natural it's just kind of how we're built that we do these type of things to people. I just wanted to make sure that Lindsay was saying that you didn't say that. What would you say exactly? Because it was a long spiel.
We have sin in our heart, just like he brought up Adam and Eve when they fell in the garden, because I believe the scriptures, if you pay attention to the pattern of life from the beginning of there to right now today, our pattern is still the same because of sin that's in our heart. And we can only have an iota of righteousness because of what God gives us in our reconciliation to him.
Okay. And Emanuel, what do you say as the reason why we do all the crazy
I'm about to say,
stuff
it's easier.
Yeah.
Just because I can give you a whole.
Well, no, I don't think that's the whole thing. You use the word.
But no.
We just want the words, yeah.
No, you said just the word, like the spiritual aspect of it. Like,
no, not in the spiritual, because you used a word initially when you said it, and then Lindsay rebutted with sin as the reason why we're like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do we do messed up stuff to each other? Why we do like evil stuff, I guess, or whatever? And like it's not so much evil too, because some people consider some stuff evil, and that's not evil. That's just life. But like stuff
did you say it was human nature?
I didn't say it was human nature. Okay, I said that, but I meant it as in like, why does it seem like, again, trying to have a conversation with Lindsay, without trying to default to it's sin and we're just evil. Why do you think? Because I can give you a reason why humans do evil stuff. Why humans hurt each other in situations. Like, it's a reason why people just don't do stuff. Some people
you
are.
know what? I'll let you actually, go off with that one. I just want to say, wouldn't technically human nature and us being naturally evil through sin be the same exact thing?
I don't agree.
No.
You don't agree?
Wow. No.
Like I said, I think it's, and that's the thing. No, it's easy.
No, hold up. No, that's
like
what I'm saying.
When you have your temptations.
I kind of see what what's his name? Natsu. I kind of see what he's saying, but it's kind of different. But I see where he's going.
No, that's what I want. I want to know what you will like explain the difference to that to me, because to me, like, he said human nature, and if it's not human nature, it's sin, and we're naturally evil.
Yeah, the words are almost interchangeable.
Then literally, it's almost like it's our nature to be evil.
Like I said, I can give you a legitimate answer though. Like the reality you live in, people doing jacked up stuff is because of the society we live in. Again, like I was saying, with the reason why I don't fully believe in a religious text, religion has been used so many times in society to justify horrible regimes of leaders. Most of France's kings that were some of the most selfish, just letting peasants, people who made most of the crops and things like function. This is most of Europe. Most of them dudes, the reason you listen to them is because they said God ordained me as king. That's how they had that power. And people as a society, not conflated, but they bowed down and they accepted that. When you accept that as just a snapshot, and the Bible talks about that too, like it acknowledges those historical things. It's not just because we evil. There are real this dude who has a head of power, who makes the rules and has it easier to lead if we're separated and knocked off and and split across.
Can I interject right quick, y'all? Because I think I want to break down to y'all Manuel's mindset, because I always try to be sincere when with each person. Remember, with Emmanuel's mindset, he really likes to dive into having the details, because he feels like that is like kind of like the bread and butter to make sure things are understood by each other. Because he don't like just to have it where it's like, all right, cool, it's seen, but even if Lindsay gives, from a biblical perspective, he also want to kind of see it in today's life. And you did provide that to him too, Lindsay. It's just really trying to understand. That's why I said when Natsu said everything, it kind of full circled it. I was like, perfect. Yeah, because you guys are saying the same things, and it's just the words are like listen, if I say palabras right now, what do you think that word means? That's Spanish, right? But it's the same thing as words, and it's the same thing. It's está bien, which is also, it's all the same thing. So it's that's why I say that's why I like to do these pods, because I like to get this nasty. Dark, am I using the word right? Semantics, right? It's just always semantics when you're playing around with these words, right?
Semantics / vocabulary.
Yeah. Say it again, Dark.
Semantics / vocabulary. It depends on. I mean, in this case, you're talking about vocabulary.
Awesome.
Now back to Emanuel's point where he was saying like people use religion all through, all through society from back then to now. Those people were not honored under God. Those people gonna pay for what they do. Just like when I talk to guys, they say, well, I don't believe in the Bible because the white man used the Bible for slavery. Okay, he's not a Christian. He's just taking a document and misusing it to abuse people with. So, I don't like when people say like, oh yeah, they use religion to control. No, it doesn't control you.
Can I interject? So let me interject again.
I gotta say the thing I be telling you. I just gotta say the thing I be telling you.
It's fine. But right quick, because I want to get Chris in here. Chris.
Don't bring me in this. No.
Chris.
I'm here. My bad.
So listen, is the failures that show up in our life based on a God, or is it just you? You just jacking up all the time?
No, it's based on the world that we live in and what happens during the world and what the world decides is right, wrong, all that good stuff with the rules and how we live as humanity. Like at the end of the day, all of us, when you're born and how you live your life is going to be dependent on basically what the world sees as its rules. If the world says killing is fine and dandy, then you won't see that as evil. If the world say killing is wrong, then you will see it as a problem. Like, and then some people will see it and some people won't see it as a problem. Like we're all complicated in our own way when it comes to this stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. So that's awesome. So are you saying then that a lot of it's based on our own problems, our own faults? It's not some supreme being doing this to you? You sure?
Yeah, no. I say it's based on our own problem. I say it's based on your own experience, your own version of what you end up deciding for yourself. Like when you're able to fully decide and know what you're deciding, and you know the rules of how your world works and how you live in it, and you decide, I'm going to kill someone because I want to do it, or I'm going to kill someone because they hurt someone I love, or I'm going to kill myself because I ain't got no other choice, or I'm going to do it because there ain't nothing that's going to change my choice. Like all these things stem from you, your free will, but it also stems from the experience that you live in your day-to-day life. Like every day can change you, and like your worst day can be your last day.
That's a nasty answer. I like that one. That's a nasty answer. I love that because it's honest. It's not, because one of my other questions, but I'm not going to deal with today. But it's almost like it's a victim mentality. Everyone except for I think Chris and May, I think me and him we talked about it a little bit, but it's almost a victim mentality. You're sitting up here, you want things that's happening to you you're like, oh, something or some God or some supreme being, he should be acting or doing for me. And it's like, is it really on him to do anything, or it, or however you want to present it? Is it really on it, or is it on you? Are you the failure? Are you the one that's not, succeeding and beating that level in the game? Because no one else does it for you. When you sign in, the controller says it's you. It's not nobody else. And so that's one of my biggest points I wanted to make.
I want to add a little bit to that real quick. That I do like that also, that like most people, when they see me with Vaughn, they think, oh, I'm a cool brother. I'm good. I'm this and that and blah, blah, blah. But when I look at myself, I'm like the worst person when it comes to me. Like, I don't think I'm good. I don't think I've done enough good. I think I could do more, but I don't feel like I do enough. Yet everyone else will say, oh, you the best, this, that, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's just another way you can see someone seeing things in different perspectives. Like, I don't see it for myself, but everyone does around me.
Lindsay, I know you wanted to get in there. Well, you had it.
So why you don't think you good?
That's a loaded question.
No, I'm saying because I want to hear his answer.
Good. No, it's good. No, it's good.
I don't think I'm good, one, because I personally, I won't get into it, but basically I failed someone. I feel like I failed someone, and I feel like I shouldn't have. I also just feel like, in general, the stuff I think and come up with, I don't think what is defined as a good person would come up with it. So even despite my actions, I think I'm good to try to make I'm trying to word this right, basically.
I get exactly what you're saying. And
but I feel like despite my actions and despite the reason why I do all the good things I do, I only do it because of all the bad and evil within me, basically.
Exactly. You are absolutely.
A lot of people on here, if we want to be honest.
None of us are good. And that goes back to what I said from the beginning. The only righteousness we have is through God. I am not a good person, and I ain't gonna sit here and try to act like I'm some angel because I read the Bible and I pray. No, I am an absolute fool. I am a dirty rag that deserved hell. But Christ gave that sacrifice for me. You are absolutely right, Chris. None of us. And I do good things because I want to try to cover that sin that's in me. And I know that God needs me to do that for my righteousness.
Well, at least Lindsay is one of the few people that I've heard that actually accepted that from a Christian background. I'm still used to people being the exact opposite of that.
Wow.
Nope. I'm the same way, dude. I don't.
Oh, no, I'm not. And here's the thing. I'm not. This is why I said I guess I consider myself more Christian. But like, I still, when I say have an open mind, it's just that I've dealt with a lot of Christians that are very hypocritical. And I'm just like, y'all are not making it easy to basically study this without feeling all types of, judgment and all this other extra stuff, and you doing extra. I'm like, bro, like you're not even following your own word, and it's killing me.
Exactly. I think Mayo.
How much time we got?
Well, we'll go over a little bit because this one is fruitful. I feel good about this one. Let's try to finish this one out.
We said finish it out. 3 hours.
Well,
later.
we'll play by ear.
I don't.
Because I want to deal with this one. This one feel good. Go ahead, man.
I'm gonna let Dark go first.
Okay.
Because I don't have the harmony is about to stop. Because I'm gonna be because everybody watching Vaughn asked me to be honest.
But you low-key said it at the beginning.
I'm keeping a lot of my opinions on stuff very muted. Because again, this is hold on, Lindsay. I gotta say this. I believe in spirituality. A lot of Christians laugh at that, which is crazy. Like, humans are emotional, mental, logical, and spiritual. That's what type of beings we are. Like, people have levels of that. The reason why, when it comes to a lot of religious talk, I try my best. I'm Chris think he's not a good person. I know I'm not a good person. A lot of my stuff in karma comes from clearly I hurt when I was younger. I must have clearly really ruined somebody's life. That dude probably can't walk no more. He probably can't see no more. He probably got issues now because of what I did to him. That's how I view a lot of stuff when it comes to me suffering through stuff now. And my brothers know about the stuff that I'm constantly going through. I work like a dog and I'm like a regular dude. What I'm saying is that I don't like the idea of shaking someone's thing that helps them understand this world and then having them be into a space where they're truly in a space of disarray. They don't understand how to cope. They don't understand how to understand things. That's what I pay every human that I meet. Until you show me you don't deserve that, and then I'll just do my best to rip it from you. And a lot of people, again, while I'm banned on social media, I'll do it to you if you deserve it. But ain't nobody in here that type of person. I'm people who go out their way to do horrible stuff to children and how they view people. They're super very destructive. They're anti-people. It's like, yeah, I don't care about you now. You being a nihilist and want to kill yourself. Who cares? I mean, unalive yourself. Don't want to get the... I said, my bad. I forgot you can't say that.
You a little late. You a little late on that one.
My bad. In Minecraft.
Yeah, I'll be all right. Yeah, I'll be all right. I'll be all right. Go ahead, Lindsay. Lindsay just want to ask you something right quick. Go ahead.
No,
yeah.
The reason why when you say you tell Christians that you spiritual and they laugh at it is because every time we ask what that means, they never explain it to us. People say, "Oh, yeah. I ain't religious. I'm spiritual." Well, I'll be like, "Okay, well, what's that? Let me know what that is." And then they just go into semantics and start playing with words. That's why Christians look like, "Oh, okay, my spirituality comes through God and through the Holy Spirit. That's why I'm spiritual. I'm not spiritual on my own." So that I'm just saying that's why Christians look at like, "Okay, you saying you spiritual? What does that mean?"
Natsu's gonna get where I'm coming from in this. Y'all shouldn't do that. That's not God wouldn't. That's not how you're supposed to. Even somewhat even out to another person. So first off, people who are spiritual and they can't articulate to you, that just shows you how lost they are. And when you look at this landscape that we live in, it shows how people are so lost. And the thing that people don't understand is the reality we've been in since like 1950. Well, since we've been here in America, and if you Black and you live here, you should know this. Portions of what we are now is because we don't know who we are. The point was to dehumanize, demoralize, and to make you feel not comfortable with yourself. Most Black women constantly getting like, weaves and perms and stuff and all that. Most Black dudes constantly trying to change their features. You got the Sammy Sosa stuff. You got dudes getting vitiligo, they bleach their skin and whatnot. The type of, albino Black dude, like the way how our culture is, we're very antagonistic to each other. That leads to people being lost. A lot of our stuff that gets us out of bad situations is highly self-destructive. It's a purpose for that. The people that do bad stuff, I give them their credit. They're very smart. And I wouldn't, and even as me not being a Christian and me not really bleeding into a denomination, I don't think God is evil. But if anything, God allows that free will thing, and he allows the people who want to control and dominate all the free will that they want to do it. And they care about controlling and harming the other man way more than anybody else. That's why, to your earlier point, me trying to bring this back around, that's why I think humans do messed up stuff. Because in the reality we live in, and you can, even when you look at the Bible, just in terms when it talks about stuff, the things that are happening to people is because of another person doing it to another person. Very rarely does, I can't even think of a time when the devil has gotten powers to actually control the actual tangible world that people live in.
No, it never. Even in it really is just a whisper. It really like. The people, even when people create this stigma of it, right? Oh, the devil made me do it type of thing. The devil doesn't make you do anything. He whispers, you already like children. You already like children, right? And so in the worst way possible. He just whispered in your ear, you should go the next level. You're like, dude, what's stopping you? You know what I'm saying?
The thing about it is, he still haven't explained to me what spirituality is. He just did the same thing that everybody else did.
I didn't do the same thing. I just told you that I believe that there is a consciousness, something that's beyond your understanding, and whoever you believe that wrote your book and whoever you believe that teaches your thing, I don't believe any human on this planet is smart enough to even kind of conceptually understand one fraction of a 0.0000001% of what the creator of this existence made. But I do believe that we clearly have a spiritual aspect to us. There are some things in this life that happen that you can't explain. And I'm not talking about stuff you see. I'm talking about stuff that I lived. When people die, I know they're not here no more. I can get a feeling. I think about them. I hear the news about them. And not that bullcrap of slavery, people that you care about. My father, my uncle, people that I care about. I done lost multiple best friends. I done lost multiple homeboys through terminal illnesses, through being murdered. I knew something right now. I was thinking about them. People that we bumped into college that died. I had a feeling. I randomly think about them. I get the news from somebody else, and I remember them being on my mind. I cannot. But hold on. I think the main problem, and this is just where we're going to disagree at because we don't have enough time, and you're not going to probably be able to make sense to you, is that I think it's a slap in the face to a God that created everything, that any human on this planet thinks that they can actually understand what the main marching orders of what that person is. Maybe we got some instructions. Me and Vanna talked about it. I do think it's stuff inside some of these scriptures that are right, but I think it's foolish. I think it's beyond foolish. I think it's beyond egotistical of you as a human to think that there's another person on this planet that could 100% take down everything that the creator said and had it completely right. I think that's absolutely insane. And that's why personally, I said I'm agnostic because I don't have a particular lean. I was raised that, but it's just too many things that just make me I just can't 100% give it that denomination in that.
Right back to the scriptures where they tell us that though the foolishness of the cross is evil to those, you believe that these instructions in the Bible is not of God, right?
Your microphone didn't let me hear the scripture. What'd you say?
Okay. I said you believe.
I didn't even really catch the scripture. I heard the point, but I don't know the scripture.
It says the message of the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing. That's you don't believe that God gave us instructions in an iota of who He is. We just round here. Now you just told me about the sun, moon, the stars, the ocean, and all that. You mean to tell me God didn't reveal nothing of Himself to us that we can follow a path?
I didn't say that.
You absolutely just said that.
I didn't. I said I don't think any one religion would be. I don't think any one person.
It's arrogant of me to even think that I know God.
No, I'm about to say. I'm about to say. Let's. Because I think what Emanuel said that there is no person that can anyone religion. No religion can explain it to you.
Lindsay, I'm gonna spill it out. Yeah. Yes or no question. Do you think that we understand this planet?
I don't care about understanding.
No, you got to answer just yes or no. Do you think people? Do you think because I'm trying to have you understand because you understand my point.
Yeah, he said no.
Okay, cool. Do you think the planet is more complicated to understand than actually? Bring it even simpler. Do you think anybody in here understands a 1998 Toyota Supra? From top to finish, can break it down, build it down, and build it from start to finish perfectly. Do you think anybody understands it well enough to do it? No. Do you think?
Hold on, whoa. Now say that again.
Do you think anybody in this chat or anybody on this planet anyway can understand how to build a particular, I guess, a Chevy Malibu, 2008? Well, just understand it enough where they can just completely, spell it out to you, zero issues, every inch, every centimeter, every, what I'm saying?
No, not studying to do it.
Yeah, he's saying without studying. He said basically it's just like kind of download. They had downloaded it in their head, and then they somehow was able to just like
no schematic.
They just understand it.
Yeah, like they understand.
Oh no, you have to study to know everything. That's why we got the scriptures.
Well, I was saying like even people who can do that, they need a schematic. They need something to go off of. That's the car, right?
But if they know how to do it, they can just build it. You get what I'm saying? Maybe we missing each other or something.
Okay. My point is just that it makes sense to me that if we can't understand this planet, there's no way you can understand God. There's no way you can understand what a supreme being that you can.
No, we don't fully understand him. I agree with you with that. I don't fully understand him, but the iota of him that he gave to me, I do understand that point of who he is. He have guided me in the right way to follow him, or I would never even know who he is. Now, he did give me a small portion of who he is because we can't fathom a supreme being that's out of this world, out of our mind, out of who he is. No, we don't fully understand him, but he did reveal himself to us.
The thing is, that's a belief, though. That's your belief.
How?
And that's part of your spirituality. And that's like a bit of mutual respect in terms of, even though, and this is what I mean by you're not supposed to laugh at that. Even though I don't agree with it, and even though that doesn't even somewhat satiate what I think we need in this society, I will I'm gonna not let you have it, but I understand how that can make sense to you, and that's good enough for you. For me, as soon as I give that more thought and more credence, it's just the likelihood of it is not good enough. The likelihood, and again, like there are so many versions of the Bible that have been a thing before, before.
There's only one version of the Bible.
No, there have been so many versions of the Bible.
No, there's there's different translations.
You're talking about translations.
No, there are like Bibles that literally have whole sections of it that do not exist in earlier versions. Like they've literally
that's not Bible. That's not called Bible. Yeah, that's not called Bible.
You probably talking about
those are papyrus. Yeah, those are papyrus. So
yeah, I'm gonna say those documents. Listen, and that's the thing, and this is part of like that whole language thing we talking about. And this is why when it comes to you saying humans do bad stuff because of sin, I feel like that's a cop-out answer. Most people, while we're here in this society and while we keep having these same perpetual problems, is people don't want to understand why we here in these problems. They want to just. And again, I understand the concept of you have something bad, you give it up to God, you let it go. That helps people, especially black people in their trying times, go through stuff. That's not productive. That's not going to have you actually understand what the problem is in your society and why you having these issues and why people do this to each other. You're going to keep doing it. That's an aspect of society of people having your spirituality, your faith being used against you to keep us in these situations. That's not sin. That's lack of human accountability. Back to Von's initial point.
Go ahead, Lindsay. Make this last point, then close us out, y'all.
Yeah, I'm gonna be quiet after that.
Sorry.
But then it goes back to sin because race is a social construct. God don't look at, okay, he black, he white, he this, he that. God looks at the heart. He judges the heart. He don't judge us on how we look, where we from, any of that. And men and women upon this earth, it goes right back to sin. You can't get away from that because our hearts are evil. The Bible tells us, he said the heart is desperately wicked. Who can know it but the Lord? The Lord judges you by your heart. That's why he judges you by your heart, because he know we not good. And unless we give it up to him, we won't have any good in us.
That's good. I was about to say, Darkin, I wanted to get a last a closing statement from you, man. I mean, is everything that's the failures based upon you, or is it some supreme being like orchestrating you? Like, what did you think about that?
In terms of, so it's just that I have this question right. You're asking me if I believe that the mistakes that our actions are solely the responsibility of a higher being, or are they our own actions?
Yes.
I believe it's a mix. We do not understand the human mind that well, so we can't even really say exactly how our consciousness functions. To that end, like I said, I like to believe that there is something looking out for us. And if that is the case, then I also like to believe that something gives us a push in the right direction. However, I also believe that we are, at the end of the day, responsible for our own decisions. So that being could try and, I guess, is sort of like a conscience sort of scenario, try and get us to do the right thing. But at the end of the day, our actions are our own.
This is awesome, man. I feel like at least we got something from each type of party. I don't know. Like I said, I want the audience to be able to try to like resonate with some of you guys and help build off this. And we have to do more things like this in general, especially for the pod, because we don't know how far off we are in understandings. And if we do not like come together and try to hash those things out and stop saying, oh, we about to go to the barbershop. No religion, no politics. Just stop being scary, man. I think one of the problems is to silence us and stop us from critical thinking. Me and Emanuel talk about this all the time. So at the end of the day, we needed to keep doing this. And I can't wait to get more people on, or we can even do panels like this again. Same panel, it don't matter to me. But let's keep doing it because, like, I think people scary. I think people cowardice when it comes to the truth, and I think people are cowardice when it comes to information. And you got to stop being scary. Talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
We're not gonna keep barbershopping it and no religion, no politics, so we don't have critical thinking conversations. So I do want to thank y'all again for hopping on, y'all, and I want to thank the audience for listening in. And we will see you guys next time and whatever new guests we invite on. All right, we have a good one, y'all. Love y'all.
All right, peace out.
If not today,
Peace.
we can reschedule appointment to understanding free will.
Is your God the truth or just your truth? Do you